Okay, 3 off, and case in the order of solvency, driveways, and warming. Okay, is anyone not ready? Alright. First off is the feminism, okay. First, transportation reinforces the dominant masculine structure. That's Hamilton in 1. Juggling paid non-paid works as well demands of childcare. Also, perhaps they also hear general spaces, particular time restraints on women. This can cause great difficulties for public transport services, often frequent and unreliable transportation. Significant role needs staff or intermediaries, and relative disadvantage of women. The ability to get out and back is important for maintenance of positive outlook on life and practice. Women have viewed trouble often to open, and then women reveal the predominantly negative experience of public transport don't appear in cases to prevent them from using it. And this masculine ideology is the root cause of all proliferation, environmental destruction, domestic violence, and war. That's Warren and Katie 94. Unmanageability can real life in patriarchal societies and views the concept of patriarchal preoccupation with activities of different experience or reflect historical male gender identified belief values and attitudes and assumption, including when these real life consequences are precisely those concerned with nuclear proliferation, war, environmental destruction, and violence towards women, which men and feminists seek as a logical algorithm. The patriarchal thinking impacted only through observing these developing behaviors, but one can truly see how patriarchy serves to maintain and perpetuate the knowledge in the context of patriarchal manipulation, the feed militarism, and the first step to reducing their impact and preserving life on Earth. And the alternative is to reject the affirmative for its patriarchal manifestation through the use of a visionary feminist lens that embraces feminist masculinity to challenge our epistemological assumptions. That's Hooks and 4. Feminism is a wise and loving policy written in love and male feminism, refusing to privilege one over the other. Sole feminist policy, commitment to ending patriarchal domination over women and men, girls and boys and men. Embrace feminist thinking and practice which have set the value of mutual growth and self-accusation. All in all, a relationship their emotional well-being will be enhanced, and the framework on the critique, interpretation, who best produces knowledge in order to disrupt patriarchal representation and action should win the round. Next off is the counterplan. Counterplan text. The 50 states of the United States of America, the District of Columbia, and all United States territories should implement the plan, phase in VMTs. And giving authority to the states would maximize solvency. Best way to fund and manage the states and can and should be in charge of transportation funding. They are comparatively better than the federal government. That's Edwards in 11. The federal government has no magical source of money. All federal dollars ultimately come from the taxpayers who live in the 50 states. The federal government can run larger deficits than the state government. That's the reason to not give the feds the responsibility for spending activities because they go wild. When feds screw up and botch the entire country, often has many decades of federal government as a monopoly, and monopolies read and fishing. By contrast, the states compete with each other and learn information of the history of the course and reclamation illustrate patterns of failure for more than a century. Federal problems are often deep-rooted and systematic. And next off, politics. First, Obama is pushing immigration now. Should pass avoiding political divisions key. Guns and money fights now won't thump it. Fighting for high school workers, path to citizenship and guest worker program. Preston 13. Obama plans to push Congress to move quickly in immigration. Obama's Senate Democrats will propose one comprehensive bill resisting efforts they break overhaul and smaller pieces even while focused on fiscal negotiation, gun control, overhauling. Immigration remains a priority. The early months of the budget offer the best prospects to the plan and also add visas to allow highly skilled immigrants to stay and create guest worker program. This is so important that neither fiscal programs will get in the way. A similar time to collapse amid political divisions. A host of Republicans said it was time for her to find a practical approach. Supporters are optimistic. And VMT passage requires a rough political battle. That's Sakani and 12. The highway trustment shortfall signals an even larger coming battle. Vehicle miles, travel tax would get lots of cheers in Washington, but such a policy would find anti-taxing and libertarian means with knives out if it gains traction in Congress. And capital is key to passage. Unforeseen events could change it. That's Shifter in 12. Obama soon explicit that immigration will be a top priority. This every indication that intends to summit the first little capital. There is no guarantee it will require a lot of negotiation. Deal making Obama will have to invest a lot of capital to sing some Mars, even his own party, but something unexpected without consideration. And the CIR is key to the economy and economic growth. That's Ojeda and 12. Comprehensive integration reform would raise wages, increase consumption, create jobs, and generate additional tax revenue. The IRSTA helped raise wages and spread increase in educational loans, small business investment by the newly legalized immigrants. And on case, solvency. First, VMT fails. Inflation, evasion, retrofitting privacy, and disincentivize low-emission vehicles. That's Sloan in 10. VMT totally is not responsive to inflation. There would also need additional investment in information system required to collect and distribute revenues. An individual may be hacking components of VMT system with tools, and this requires careful attention to the appropriate institutional framework for implementing the VMT tolling is unclear. VMT tolling could be phased in over time. Such a phase-in period could last over 20 years. And phasing in VMT could take up to 30 years. That's Frisman in 12. A VMT system would take many years to implement. There are a number of variables affecting the phase only VMT system. For instance, creating longer to deploy such program if only new vehicles are equipped with VMT technology and cars already on the world are not appropriately electrified, and those cars may continue paying the fuel tax until they are retired. Such phasing could take 20 years. The CSG reports that DOT estimated that without retrofitting and full implementation of the comprehensive VMT system could make more than 30 years. And VMT only has an effect on driving habits at very high levels. That's Raman and 11. Households are more likely to engage in behavioral changes when the policies become more expensive and money modest incremental gas change increase in the gas change for VMTs as little the instigation to drive factor trade-offs between spending more and driving less with this when taxes and fees are approach the $2 per gallon level. At this point, consumers use fuel-efficient cars and driving patterns begin to change. Gas tax policies showed an earlier impact than VMT fee policies. Dramatic adjustment in West Everly change in jobs or residencies, the Carter residences. And VMT can't accurately price congestion. Gas tax is better. That's Coyle in 11. Since these technology methods do not account for congestion costs, it's difficult to efficient investment, efficient land use, to price signals to public officials and potential homeowners to sort the true cost of road travel. The odometer-based repairs is even less effective than the fuel taxes in capturing congestion costs, since cars are burning more fuel and congested, and thus are forced to purchase more fuel and pay more fuel taxes. The mileage estimates could potentially overcharge residents who drive in most congested conditions. And onto highways. First, no highway trust fund collapse. Congress will just tap the general fund again. Copeland and 12. Using general tax revenue instead of a gas taxes, that the U.S. could follow the lead of Germany and other industrial nations that use this where would be moving in that direction. He said nothing in Congress to tap general revenues to shortfall from the gas tax.
Oh, come on. Keep going.
And the economy is empirically resilient. That's Zoomer Mubargi's 12. Philadelphia Federal Reserve Bank President Paul said the U.S. economy is proven markets resilient to shocks. The economy is proven for 11 sector growth in the past years to continue to subside significantly. The U.S. economy is in the history of being remarkably resilient. And economic decline empirically doesn't lead to war. That's name in 10. Just a few months ago, the consensus said that the economic crisis would unleash a wave of last wars, collapsing currency protection system. It didn't happen. Scary prediction failed to realize the same activity failed to foresee the economic crisis. We're also positive with the speed of recovery. We now just show how off they were. And U.S. hegemony naturally declining now to imperial overstretch convergence theory proof. That's Beckley in 11. History can be heralded as a succession from pandemics and recurrence, rise and fall of the great power speakers as on the services will also engage in savage directing diplomatic obstacles to U.S. initiative and forming anti-American alliances, cut the Carter alliances. And onto warming. First, VMT tax increased fuel consumption because there's no incentive to use a fuel-efficient car. That's Kim in 8. All policy scenarios except the VMT tax scenario show less fuel consumption than the baseline scenario. The VMT tax was more consumption than the baseline scenario, even with the increase in vehicle miles, because there's no incentive to use a fuel-efficient vehicles in the VMT tax scenario. Less fuel efficiency and more vehicles obviously lead to more fuel consumption. Therefore, VMT tax will assist not achieve this assumed policy goal of reducing fuel consumption. And warming is a natural cycle. That's Kazin in 9. An MIT scientist recorded a simultaneous worldwide increase in methane levels the first in 10 years since all worldwide levels were simultaneously at the same year. This is probable this may be part of a natural cycle, not the direct result of a man's contributions. And we're too far gone. That's Hyman in 8. Warming the atmosphere causes more evaporation and eventually increasing the water vapor content of the atmosphere and thereby causing some more global warming. And then virtually a feedback effect where the oceans and trade not easily be reversed. Even with the reduction of man CO2 emissions would not level off for about 200 years, and temperatures could continue to increase for another 200 years. And there's no dangerous warming. ClimateGate and Russia data approves. That's Dylan Poll in 9. Climate scientists concluded to withhold scientific evidence of manipulated data. Russia data did not substantiate insufficient warming theory, and climatologists and incomplete findings far more often than providing complete observations, kind of observations.
Jump to a temper process.
But let's just wait.